Week 2 of the NFL preseason is in the books, and I am here to take a look at some of the winners and losers from another Cowboys loss in the preseason. But first, let's stay positive. Some of the winners out of this game, and I think one of the biggest ones is a potential new contender for quarterback 2. That is Cooper Rush. He played very well against the Houston Texans. This was reminiscent of the 2017 Cooper Rush, who actually fared pretty well and was able to make some plays and looked like a potential backup option at the quarterback position for Dallas, although I think at this point we should know who Cooper Rush actually is as it relates to Dallas and what he brings. But Rush was the best quarterback, frankly, on the field, including Houston, in Week 2 of the preseason. Does that mean he's the backup? Well, maybe we have a true competition for the final game of the preseason. So pick a backup quarterback. Type CR for Cooper Rush or type GG for Garrett Gilbert. Now, I've seen both of these guys play more than just this preseason game. That is a big reason why I still lean towards Garrett Gilbert, but at minimum, Cooper Rush has closed some ground from that perspective. So pick one for me. CR for Cooper Rush or GG for Garrett Gilbert. Let's go defense now. Overall, the defense as a unit played very well in this one. Jabril Cox was once again kind of everywhere around the field. 4 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. I think he might end up being pigeonholed more, barring injuries, into kind of being linebacker 4. He's more of a coverage guy still right now. Still working on the run fits and the run support stuff. So that puts him behind Keanu Neal and Micah Parsons and maybe LVE. But he's showing what you want, which is flashes as a young player entering his first year in the NFL as a non-top 100 pick. If you like Jabril Cox entering this preseason, which I certainly did, you should still be feeling pretty good about that. Next up is Noah Brown. He made the awesome kind of sideline catch. Good throw by Cooper Rush. An even better catch, though, by Noah Brown. 85 Hive continues to live for the Dallas Cowboys. I think he's making this team. The special teams value he brings and the wide receiver 4/5 flexibility all results in him being a key part at the back end of the roster. Short term and we'll see about long term for the Dallas Cowboys. But an otherwise not obvious winner for the offense beyond Cooper Rush, I did want to make note of Noah Brown. So who impressed you guys the most tonight in Week 2 of the preseason? Of course, we're filming this later on in this particular game. It's really just the biggest winner against the Texans. Who do you think it was? Who was your biggest winner against the Houston Texans? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. Your biggest winner against Houston. The special teams unit overall was not great. Way too many penalties. But I do want to give Bryan Anger some credit. He had 5 punts in this one. Averaged almost 48 yards per punt. A long of 58. He bombed it. And pinned 2 inside the 20. Now, I don't care much about special teams, but I did want to make note of Anger. I thought he had a very good punting performance. Even before Hunter Nicewander had been placed on IR, or had been waived injured, then reverted to IR, he was going to be this team's punter. That was proven again tonight, and frankly, at least in terms of never wanting to punt, I feel good enough, as best as I can say it positively, if the Cowboys are forced to punt. But again, never punt. Now again, today's show made possible by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. It's the link you see right there at the bottom of your screen. And use promo code Cowboys125 for 125% deposit bonus. When the game kicked off, the Cowboys ended up being a 4.5-point favorite. The over-under fluctuated pretty heavily. I saw it as high as 37, as low as 35.5 as well. The results, though, the Texans covered the spread easily. They won by 6. I thought it might be a sucker bet, but I forgot about the nooch being an option. So the Texans won that game by 6. They covered easily. The over-under ended up being a 34. In this one, it was an under bet because that's how the preseason almost always seems to go. Betting on the Cowboys has not been profitable in the preseason, and it really never is. Maybe that shouldn't be a huge surprise. If you want to make some money, though, bet on Dak to win Comeback Player of the Year. Bet on the Cowboys to win an NFC East. If you don't like that bet, then you don't have to go that route. But you can get a 125% deposit bonus, the best one in the game. $100 in, boom, extra 125 for free at chatsports.com/bet when you use that promo code Cowboys125. I did want to mention the Cowboys defense overall because they played very well in this game, and I've seen some negative comments. Frankly, as far as the preseason goes, this has been a pretty good showing by the Cowboys defense. Again, you can only play against who you're going up against. I get that. That's fair. But for much of that game, until the Texans got a couple drives late in the fourth quarter and third quarter, the longest drive they allowed until the Texans took their lead was 25 yards. That was it. The Texans opened the game 1 of 10 on 3rd and 4th downs, and the conversion was a 4th down pickup. Now, they allowed too many points off turnovers. Not all their fault. They were, set up for failure because Ben DiNucci got picked off 3 times. I do want to see more takeaways. 20 points allowed, with one of them being a pick 6, one of them being 7 when they had the ball, the Texans had the ball like the Cowboys' 25-yard line. It's not bad. Now, 17 points allowed off turnovers. Want to get that number down. But for where the Cowboys are at, I feel okay about their particular defense. The cornerbacks, by the way, I also thought played very well. Look, Davis Mills was 10 of 16 for 115. Not a lot of shots deep downfield. Jordan Lewis or Anthony Brown, and this is, I think, what the results were, and I might be wrong because I'm kind of guessing on this one just from my live watching. We'll get the actual numbers, later on Sunday morning. Anthony Brown, I think, was targeted 3 times, 1 catch for only a handful of yards, a pass breakup, and another incomplete pass, 1 of 3. That's pretty damn good. Kelvin Joseph and Deshaun Wright both got beat once, but I think that was it. And again, maybe I'm misremembering off my live watching. If so, that's my bad. I thought they played pretty well in this one. I thought the corners overall looked solid. I mean, Tyrod Taylor was 2 of 5 for 10 yards. The starting defense against, admittedly, a not good Texans offense did make some nice plays. So I do want to shout out that side of the ball. For not having Dan Quinn, but they fared pretty good in this one. I think it took a series for Joe Wright to get comfortable. But other than that, pretty solid. So we get cornerback 2 now for me. AB for Anthony Brown, KJ for Kelvin Joseph, or NW for Deshaun Wright. Get your votes in the comments right now. One more winner on defense, Osa ODIGHIZUWA. Now you're going, he had 1 tackle, Tom. Come on. His impact is not felt in the stat sheet yet. His impact is felt by being disruptive, being consistently around the ball, not getting blown off the line. I want more actual visible splash plays, but the rewatching, you watch just Osa, his presence is there. I think the steps are going in the right direction for a still young 3rd-round rookie. One more name, RICO DOWDLE. Couple nice runs by him. I think it's very clear, compared to Jaquan Hardy and Brendan Knox, that RICO DOWDLE is this team's number 3 back. And frankly, it's not even close between him. It's clearly Zeke Pollard, DOWDLE, everybody else down here. The Cowboys are going to put DOWDLE on their roster. The one thing I want to see, give him a kick return chance. I think he can do it. I'd rather see him than Reggie Davis and Johnny Dixon back there. Those guys aren't going to make the roster. Let's see some guys who are actually going to be on this team back there. Let me see RICO DOWDLE on at least 1 kick return in the final preseason game. Now, of course, we'll be live for the final preseason game as well, with videos coming out every day leading up to, before, during, and after all season long. Well over 365 videos each day, or each year, for you guys here. Imagine 365. Literally aren't enough hours in the day. Hit that big red button and subscribe, youtube.com/CowboysTV. Some losers now, because life has losers. Accept it. Garrett Gilbert, look, the fumble was horrible, partially on Lael Collins, also partially on Garrett Gilbert, as far as I'm concerned. Got to be better. Gilbert played way better than Cooper Rush did in the first 2 games. This game was not good. A good performance by Gilbert would have clearly locked up the quarterback 2 battle. I still think Gilbert's that guy, but Rush has now at least made it a competition. Finally, Ben DiNucci. He's just not good, guys. He's not a good quarterback. He makes some good plays. He's able to contort his arm angle so well. You guys get that. But the Nooch is just bad, man. The 3 interceptions, though, frankly, the one that upset me the most was the little hitch out route. Wasn't even close. Just horrible throw. He's constantly off his back foot. His mechanics are terrible. DiNucci's not an NFL QB. I don't want him on the practice squad. Just cut him. Let him go. Try again next year in the draft if you want to. DiNucci is not an NFL quarterback. I think the Nooch was the biggest loser against Texas, but let me know what you guys think. Who was the biggest loser for the Cowboys against Houston? Get your votes in for me in the comments section. 2 more names, all on offense tonight. I did not plan that. I'm just now realizing it, actually. Steve Fehoko, special teams penalties. Cannot make those. Malik Turner did not play on it. He was banged up. Fehoko has not made a major impact yet. I wonder if the Cowboys will try to sneak him onto the practice squad. He simply hasn't been good enough for me yet, but the draft capital, I still like him long term. He just needs more time. Finally, look, this is a live watching reaction, so I could be wrong on this. And offensive line, more often than not, is based on live reaction where you end up being wrong. I don't think Connor McGovern played very well tonight. Got worked by Malik Collins on a spin move. Everyone tried to blame Terrence Steele for the sack that they allowed on the stunt. That's on McGovern. When the defensive end tackler is stunting, the tackle is going to take the defensive tackle. The end has to get picked up by the guard. Stunts are very, very difficult. I understand that, and I'm not going to blame McGovern too much. I still like him as a true backup interior offensive lineman. I have to go back and rewatch. I don't think he fared very well in this game. I still like him. He's my number 6 offensive lineman. I'm not out on McGovern, even maybe being your left guard starter next year, but I don't think he played very well in this particular game. But I'll go back and rewatch because I have no life later on Sunday and see if my verdict ends up changing them. And if it does, I will take the blame and let you guys know.